There was a family conference held at the Divi Resort earlier today. Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great time and a great place to be, yes? Because the backbone of the entire world is the family. You agree? Yes or yes? Yes? All of us who are great men and women in here started as a result of what happened in your home. And the more we learn about what's happening at home, the better our society is going to be. The more we train up our children in the ways that we know and we learn, the greater our society is going to. Let me tell you this. You may not know this, but we have some of the greatest children on earth right here in the Virgin Islands. Am I right? Am I right? Yes? Yeah? Let's give our children a round of applause, please. We got to big them up.
But if we could get a round of applause for the whole committee, because they really have worked very, very hard. And Ms. Sutherland, you didn't stand up. One of our other committee members, Lillian Sutherland from MOTEP. But this conference has really grown over the years from what started just a couple of years ago as a very small effort to do something for Family Month. We, of course, were inspired and started from the very beginning with Ms. Sutherland's efforts to get Family Month officially declared as Family Month within the territory. This is one event for the last 2 days that I really wanted to come to. I wanted to come to because it's Department of Human Services. And if there's an agency within government that I have an affinity for, it is the Department of Human Services. I am not a social worker. I've never been a social worker. But I know that the Department of Human Services sees things, does things that I don't even know about that keeps our communities going. In addition to that, my mother was a social worker at what used to be called the Department of Social Welfare back in the 60s, back when I was small and thin and had hair. She used to do that. And when I look at what I'm doing today, I go back to the days of when she was a social worker. And I go back to the whole issue of family. But the one that we really need to give an applause to, someone that we should really put our hands together for, is the person that made this all possible, that even made this month possible, and that's Miss Lillian Sutherland for having the foresight to do this.
Well, it is political season now. How do you feel about your candidate? Well, there will be a Senate report card that will be made public tomorrow. News Channel 8's Wes Small has more.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. I am here now with Miss Desiree James, Generation Now. She's the chairman of the
Public Policy Committee.
That's right. Short-term memory loss. Thank you very much, Miss James. We're going to get right to it. It's a report card that's going to be out by tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. And you're going to be able to check it out online. And you're focusing mostly on the senators and legislature because they pass bills that affect us directly. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Well, I'm just here to promote the Generation Now's legislative report card. This is actually our 4th report card that we're doing. And every year it's a work in progress. So every time we do the legislative report card, we try to add a little bit of information. We're doing the launch, the official launch of the report card tomorrow night, Thursday, at 6 p.m. at our Generation Now headquarters in Peters Rest. That's next to Napoleon Pizza.
Okay, that's good. And you can, and if you're not there physically, you can also make a call or go online.
You can go online to gnvi.org. That's gnvi.org. That's our website. The report card, it'll be released in PDF form, and you can get a copy of that tomorrow, Thursday, on our website.
Wow. And of course, if you don't have, not everyone has laptop or computer and all that. And so I imagine it's going to be in the press, and we'll have it the next day, and the newspapers will have it right after the report card.
Right. You'll be able to get a copy of it. And if you come to the report card launch tomorrow night, we will also have printable copies there that you can take with you.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Do you urge people to get in contact with your committee, with Generation Now, so they can find out what the facts are? Because I have to tell you, I've talked to people who've been here longer than I have, Ms. James, and they say the mudslinging and the accusations and the melee and the rumors and the out-and-out lies are just really off the charts. You agree with that this time?
Well, I do agree that we do have a lot of mudslinging, and the purpose of our report card is it's an educational tool, really. We're not there to sway anybody's decision as to what they do, but we want to give you the information. The information that's in the report card, it's information that is available to the public. We just go onto the legislative website, we get the information, and we just compile it so that you can actually see what everybody's doing. It's no guesswork, it's there. And we just want to we do quantitative measures of what the legislative body has been doing.
Okay, well, that is good, because right now, with all the accusations and mudslinging, we forget the big picture. How many bills have been passed? What did that senator stand for? If he was in charge of the schools, was he on the schools? If this teacher was in law enforcement, if the senator was in law enforcement, how come the murder rate is so high? So you're nailing it down. And Generation Now, they're a good watchdog, aren't they?
Well, we try, because we're here as community liaisons, really, and we just want to have everybody informed.
Okay, very good. Ms. Desiree James, and here one more time is the website, and the website again after 6 o'clock, the results will be available.
It's gnvi.org.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Desiree James with Generation Now. I'm Wes Small. Don't forget, go to the polls. It's your right. You got to do it. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. I'll be looking forward to reading that political report card. And we're taking back the night when we come back from this break after these messages. Stay with us. There will be a Take Back the Night march tomorrow on each island. News Channel 8's Wes Small has more on that story.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Domestic Violence Month is October. I'm here with Miss Lynn Spencer, who is Executive Director of the Virgin Island Domestic Violence Council. I kind of turned it around.
That's right. It's the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Council.
Thank you, Miss Spencer. And you know, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I have to tell you that I'm really saddened with the escalation of domestic violence on all islands. St. Thomas in particular looks like they're having a lot as well. The kidnapping and the assault just the other night, and still the horrendous attacks on mostly our women involving domestic violence. Well, tomorrow is Take Back the Night on all 3 islands.
Yes, that's correct. For Thursday evening on all 3 islands, we'll be having events. We have a silent march and rally for the Women's Coalition here on St. Croix, and it'll be going from the fish market down to the clock tower by the pier. In St. Thomas, it'll be Emancipation Garden, and they'll be going from Emancipation Garden, walking around by the court and coming back to Emancipation Garden. And in St. John, they will be in Frank Powell Park, and they will be having their event there. All of these events start at 6, so we ask you to come about 5:30 so that we can get started. But we're also asking this year that the men will support us and our cause against domestic violence here in the territory by wearing a purple tie tomorrow. So we want the men to know that it's important that they speak out, and even if it's silently, if they wear their purple tie tomorrow in support of what our concerns are for the community and the escalation of domestic violence. We are extremely concerned. We continue our activities on Saturday here on St. Croix. We will have the wish list supermarket outreach by the Women's Coalition, and they will be at Plaza East and Kmart West, and they'll be collecting items for their shelter, Sojourner House.
Thank you, Miss Lynn Spencer. And again, it's all about Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Tomorrow, we take back the night. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.